He's got it, wants to throw. Wentz looks, pressure comes. Wentz hit, sack, back inside the 20. Aiden Hutchinson, that's number 2.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Big D Pod, where we talk all things Detroit sports. Benji, you've been sick. How you feeling?
I'm feeling. Got a little bit of a stuffed up nose. Should be fine to film, though. I probably will not be speaking as much just because of the sickness, because the sore throat, runny nose. But you know what? We're still going to be in here. Caleb's going to give you a gist of most of it. I'll be responding to something, but my mic may be muted every once in a while for a slight cough.
I'm going to give him a what?
All right, moving on.
Nah, for real, though. Hopefully you start to feel better soon, because podcast isn't the same, dude. Anyways, let's move on to a team, a winning Detroit sports team, the Detroit Pistons.
Dude, winning team is the most wild statement
that
ever followed by Detroit Pistons.
Hey, in the past 2 days, they are a winning team. So
we are. That's facts.
The Pistons took home the dub on Wednesday night. What did it say? Thursday? Wednesday night.
Yep.
As they took on the Hornets at home. They were actually favored to win that game, too, and they ended up winning and clearing the spread, too. So, W Pistons. Also, the Poverty Hornets have lost to the Pistons twice this year. That's their second time. So, 40% of the Pistons wins are against Charlotte. So, if I'm a Hornets fan,
get the coach out of there. Like, I'm selling the
shocked.
Team. I'm selling the team.
Michael Jordan already got out of there.
Real.
He knew it was coming. He knew the Pistons were coming. Pause. Anyways, let's talk some. Since this trade, we did a we did a reaction to the trade where we traded Isaiah Livers and Marvin Bagley over to the Wizards in exchange for Mike Muscala and Danilo Gallinari and a second-round pick. Well, we gave up a second-round pick. Since then, this team is different. And personally, I think it's a better team. But I'm not going to say that my reaction to the trade was bad, because we don't know how it's going to be in the long run because of that second-round pick. But as of right now, we're playing like a much more well-oiled machine. We're playing more together. We're being a little bit more explosive, especially at our bench positions. Our bench have actually been like outplaying our starters when they come in. Their plus minuses are so much better than the starters as of late. So yeah, I mean, good to see them, contributing off the bench a little bit. They're both getting pretty good amounts of playing time. Mike Muscala getting a bit more, which is good. That's kind of what I would expect, as Gallinari is pretty much an elder at this point. But yeah, shout out to Bogey on Wednesday night, having 34 points. Great game from him. Duran didn't play a lot in the first half because of 3 fouls. Second half, played a lot more and had a great half. 6 rebounds in the half and most of his points in that half as well. And I want to talk about Killian Hayes. So, Killian Hayes had 6 points. Whatever. Points is not everything. With those 6 points, he racked up 8 assists and 7 rebounds. If he can stay at that sort of stat line going forward, that's going to positively help the Pistons so much, not forcing shots, distributing and scrapping for rebounds. I think that's going to help his team so much. And also, to go along with that, as another point guard option, our guy who's been hurt all year came back, Monte Morris, actually former Michigan basketball player, former Mr. Michigan basketball, I think 2013 or something.
Yeah.
He played in Flint. He came back last night, got very limited minutes. I think he had like 10 or 11. He racked up 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists in that time. Looks comfortable. Started increasing his minutes a little bit. I'm not sure if we do. I personally, I don't want to see Sasser's minutes go down because he's been playing unreal recently. And if he's going to take minutes from Sasser, I don't want him. I don't want that. I'd rather him take minutes from Killian or even other guys.
Yeah.
But I think it's likely he'll probably kind of split that time with Marcus, unless Marcus moves to a shooting guard position or something. But he's just been playing phenomenal, and I don't really want to see his minutes deteriorate at all. What do you think of the Pistons as of late?
I think the Pistons have been playing much better as of late. I think our defense still needs a lot of help, but our offense has honestly been playing so much better. I think Killian Hayes has played a very good role. I know we slander his name all the time, but I think Killian Hayes has been playing very well of late. Just not turning the ball over, getting assists, like he's moving the ball around and not turning it over. And yeah, no, I think this Pistons team has looked very good as of late.
I would agree. Cade Cunningham, he's kind of been day to day the last few games, saying he's progressing well, but keep kind of getting that, he's not going to play today, message and stuff. Pretty much before the games start. Pistons do play the Wizards on Saturday at home. I think Cade will most likely be back for that. However, they do play back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, so they might not want him to play back-to-back. So either he'll have very limited minutes Saturday and play Sunday against a very tough Thunder team, or he'll just skip Saturday, let us try to handle the Wizards at home, who just lost their coach, and take care of business on Sunday against the Thunder, have them come back for that game. If I'm the coach, if I'm the GM, if I'm the training staff, I'm saying, hey, sit out Saturday, man. Take an extra day. Get ready for Sunday against the Thunder. Going to be a tough one. They are now the number 1 seed in the West, by the way. So going to be a very tough game against the Thunder on Sunday. But not a whole lot of new knowledge on his injury, just that he's knocking on the door. And it's just, not letting him really get through right now until I think Sunday is what I would guess personally. But yeah, we'll see Saturday. Looking at a good chance to get back-to-back wins here as we just took down the Hornets, taking on the Wizards at home. Just lost their coach. They seriously don't have a coach right now as we're filming.
Let's start the streak, man. Let's start the streak.
That would be back-to-back. Sunday would officially start a 3-game win streak.
Nah,
and if it's against the Thunder, that would be a phenomenal win.
Streak because
could happen. I don't know.
We need it. We're counting 2 games as a win streak this year. No. If the Pistons beat the Wizards, it is officially a win streak because we're awful.
Yeah, because we beat the Hornets and Wizards at home. Those are goated teams.
Dude, let me tell you, we're the best. Best team in the NBA. We won last night, and I texted like everybody I know. I texted a lot of my close friends that we're winning the chip.
We pretty much have to go 50 now,
we are.
But I could see it, happening.
We're winning the chip.
It starts from day one, right?
Exactly.
Starts from day one. Maybe we'll go on the biggest win streak of all time. Exactly. That would be unreal.
Could you imagine the same team goes on the biggest losing streak of all time to the biggest winning streak in one season?
They'd make documentaries about us.
Yes.
I mean, that's practically what the Lions have done the past 2 years. So
that's true. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pistons take on the Wizards on Saturday in LCA. Sunday, same thing in LCA, taking on the Thunder on their road trip there. That's a long trip. I mean, they could get tired. I don't know. The Thunder could come out flat. You never know. We could kind of have a head of steam going into Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. We can only wait till then. But, yeah, that's going to be it for the Pistons. Anything else?
If we beat the Thunder, the greatest, we're winning. If we beat the Thunder, it is true. We are winning the chip.
Wow. All right.
That's
hot take.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about the Pistons. Moving on.
We only beat the Hornets, so it's very unlikely.
The Hornets go on a win streak. The Pistons go on a win streak. We play each other in the playoffs.
I'm hammering Pistons winning Saturday. Just keep that in the back of your head.
Oh, we might be favored again.
Oh,
first time this year, back-to-back games we're favored.
Easily. Unless the Wizards go. The Wizards actually play tonight or Thursday night, so they could go crazy tonight and get the edge. I hope they do, because then that would help my odds. But we'll see.
Exactly. We'll see. But moving on from the Pistons, the Red Wings, we don't have much to talk about them. But since we last talked about them last Friday when a video got released, they are 1-2. So I think that me and Caleb might just be the Red Wings like kryptonite at this point. The one game we go to in January, they lost 3-2 in overtime. We talk about them, and they end up losing 2 games in this 3-game stretch over the last week. So, yeah, we might be their kryptonite. They play tonight against, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the money line that I'm throwing on every single time the Red Wings play.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They see, Ben threw on the money line again. Got to make them lose. It's got to be what it is. But
it has to be. You must be the book it with Trent for the Detroit sports teams.
Dude, so what you're saying is, do I toss a whole ton of money on the 49ers money line this weekend?
Have to see what Trent's doing.
Yeah, that's true. I just fade Trent the entire time, and somehow I make money. That's the goal. Nah, I actually lose.
You want to know something really cool about Detroit sports this weekend?
What's that?
Right. So the Pistons play the Wizards at home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why it's a noon start?
Don't the Red Wings play later that night at home?
The Red Wings play that night.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I kind of want to go to both. Like, I don't know.
What day is that? That would be that's Saturday.
Right? Yeah.
So what you're saying is we go to the Pistons game at noon. Then we go to the Red Wings game, which starts at 8 p.m. Then we hop on a flight in Detroit Airport, and we fly to the San Fran, and then we go to the Lions game in San Francisco the next day. Boom.
Dude, if I had the money, that sounds like a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, if I won the lottery, sounds like the greatest weekend of all time.
Yeah, that would be so sweet, actually. That'd be so fun.
Literally just going to the NFC Championship would be
I wonder if there's anybody doing that. That'd be so sick.
Red Wings play tonight, Thursday at 7 p.m. against the Flyers, and they play Saturday, 8 p.m. against the Golden Knights.
Sure.
And then they play
Golden Knights, yeah.
Golden Knights. And then they play Wednesday against Ottawa. So 3 games till the next recording. We'll see what they do. Hopefully we get back on the winning streak. We've been playing really well in January. Yeah, let's see. The second period ruined us yesterday. I was watching this game 2-1 in the first period. I'm like, we played pretty good. Ended up not turning the game back on until close to the end of the second period. Had no idea what happened. I look at the score and it's like 4-1. And I'm in 4-2, and I'm like, guys, what happened? And then I watched the Stars score another goal, and I'm like, all right, it's chalked. And then we ended up almost coming back.
We do that, man. We just go on streaks of awful.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's both the Pistons and the Red Wings, though.
Yeah.
We just go on we go on streaks. We give up 1 goal. The Red Wings give up 1 goal, and I swear we're giving up 2 to 3 in the next 5 minutes.
We never just give up 1 goal. It's always a stretch of 2 or 3.
Yeah, and then the Pistons, they give up 1 point and then don't score the next possession. The other team's going on a 14-3 run. Right? It's literally what it is.
Yeah. Luckily last night, I was about to lose my mind watching that Pistons game.
Oh my God.
The Hornets went on a 10-0 run, and I was like, it's chalked. That was with 4 minutes left. That run stopped. And I'm like, this is so typical Pistons. Been up the whole game, been close the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Get the lead going into the fourth. In the fourth quarter, they just take a dump. Well, we kind of flipped the script there. and then went on a 10-2 run to finish the game off. Something I haven't seen the Pistons do ever. So this year, at
Not
least,
at
I
all.
mean, so it's good to see. Maybe they've got something changed. I don't know. I will be very interested to see what happens when Cade Cunningham comes back, because right now we are playing some solid like team basketball. Like
Mhm.
the points are spread out. There are 3 guys with 20 points a night. It's very,
You'll have games where
passive.
Bogdanovich is the leading scorer, and then you got a game where Alec Burks out of nowhere drops 30. And then you
Yeah,
got
and then the
Jalen
game.
Duren, who's just been consistent. Jaden Ivey, was being pretty consistent there for a while. Fell off a little bit these last 2 games, but
Yeah,
still consistent.
yeah.
I don't know
The
what he ended
game,
up with last night.
absolutely. The game I was at, Ivy had like 20. Beef Stew had like 20, and Marcus Sasser had like 17. It was like the weirdest like mix of players, but
Duren had
they ended up
17.
losing that game, but it was close.
Jalen Duren had 17 points that game, by the way.
Oh, did he?
And then
Yeah, so it's
Jaden
just, like,
Ivey
spread
had
out.
24, I think.
It was just spread out a lot, and
Yeah.
I kind of like that, seeing that style of basketball.
The
It's
only
less
reason I know that Jalen
star
Duren
focused. It's
had
less Joel dropping 60 or dropping
Mhm.
70.
The only reason that I know Jalen Duren had 17 points that game is because I needed one more leg, and it was Jalen Duren to score 18 points. He missed it by
Yikes.
1. Saddest
Tough.
day of my life. But it's not what we care about. I don't know how we got back onto the Pistons. I'm not going to lie, because we were talking about the Red Wings, and then all of a sudden we're back onto the Pistons.
Yeah, that's facts.
But no,
That's
the Red
facts.
Wings.
Shall we
it's
move
just-
on?
Yeah, we'll move on. But real quick, I just posted first video on the Motown Madness channel a couple days ago. Go check it out. It should be. We'll link it down in the description, and we'll link it. I think it's going to be linked on our Big D Podcast YouTube channel, so you should be able to find it both there. And yeah, go check that out. Still learning about hockey more and more. I know about the basic stuff, but we're getting into it. So go check that out. It's about the first 40 games this season.
Yeah, go check out the midseason review that Ben did, put a lot of work into it, and check out that new channel. Did a little rebranding on it, so check that out. Let us know what you think, and yeah, shall we
Should
move
be
on? Next segment.
Should be some trivia posted on there soon. But yeah, let's
Yes, sir.
move on. Next segment. About the saddest news so far.
Sad news for Michigan fans and all alike. I mean, sad news in Ann Arbor in general. And sorry, I can't talk. I'm sad. U of M former U of M football coach Jim Harbaugh has accepted a new head coach position in Los Angeles, where he would take the reins on the wild yet disappointing ride that is the LA Chargers. He actually played for San Diego Chargers in 99, 2000. Did nothing. He wasn't really that much of a quarterback in the pros, but sometimes that happens. You become a good analyst or a good coach. Like, I mean, you look at Dan Orlovsky. Dude's like practically running ESPN right now, and he ran out the back of the end zone. But yeah, I mean, so wasn't much of a QB, but really has that brain for football and has been using it for Michigan since 2015. Isn't that crazy? He has been our coach since 2015. It feels like it was like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, I know. No, it literally feels like we signed him. I thought it was like 2018. Nah, it was like 20. It was after the 2014 season when we got this man, and I'm like sitting
It's
there
crazy.
like, huh? That just doesn't sound right.
It's crazy. I
But
feel like he just got here.
I mean,
but
I guess he did.
Yeah, I got a fun.
Maybe his extension was in 2018. I'm wondering if that's
Could
what
be.
it was.
Could be. I didn't look at that, but anything. But fun fact: there's this picture of Jim Harbaugh in a Lions jersey, and I didn't know Jim Harbaugh played quarterback for the Lions. Did you know that he suited up for the Lions?
No, I did not. I honestly had no
I was
idea.
gonna say I must have lived under a
I'm
rock
staring
for not
at
knowing
this
this
right now.
But
I had no
I
idea.
guess it wasn't just me. But yeah, he actually never played a snap, but he suited up for the practice squad in preseason for the Lions. He was expected to be the backup for the Lions in 2001 behind Charlie Batch, but he was actually cut the day before the 2001 season started. The Lions then used that to make space in a trade for Ty Detmer. Ty Detmer was the 1990 Heisman winner for BYU. He really wasn't that good. I looked up his stats; they were not good, and whatever. It was funny. He didn't even It was weird back then. He didn't even go to the draft after that. And anyways, whatever. But Ty Detmer, right? He backed up Charlie Batch, and eventually he got to start in a game. He started 4 games that year. His first one, he threw 7 interceptions in one game. That's the second most in a single game in NFL history.
That's
the dude that we cleared out Jim
Lions
Harbaugh for
right
came
there.
in, threw 7 picks in the game.
Biggest Lions stat of all time right there.
I wanted to see, I was trying to follow this train to see if we gave up Ty Detmer for a second rounder, and that second rounder was this guy who got traded for this guy, and that guy was Patrick Mahomes or something. I was trying to follow that track, but it wasn't anything close to that. But this is pretty funny. He's the tied for the second most interceptions thrown in one game. I feel like at this point in the NFL, backups are just good enough where if your starter's throwing 3-4 picks, you just pull him. There's no reason for him to be out there anymore. I guess the Lions were in the midst of being terrible, and they just wanted to let him live it out. Plus, he was the backup, so I don't know. Maybe they did have a third string on the roster. I don't know. But yeah, back to Jim Harbaugh. Forget Ty Detmer. Forget Charlie Batch. Back to Jim Harbaugh. How do we feel about Jim joining the Chargers? Obviously, as Michigan fans, we are sad. It is likely that Sharon Moore takes over. They have to wait a week in order to announce that, but it's likely he's going to take over. How do we feel about Jim to the Chargers specifically?
Honestly, just thank God he didn't go to the Chicago Bears or the Minnesota Vikings or the Packers, because if he was one of our rival teams, I think I would have cried. Honestly, I think it's really good for Chargers. I think that Chargers offense needs somebody else in there, and that Chargers defense, that Chargers team was absolutely horrible this year. They have really good pieces.
You can just say the Chargers.
And I think Harbaugh and Herbert are going to have a really good connection. I really do. So we'll see what happens there. Also, I forget what week it is, but I saw this. The Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers will play each other next season, the 2024-2025 NFL season.
Really?
So it will be the battle of the Harbaugh brothers once again. Unless John obviously retires or gets fired after the season. Crazy. I'm just saying, he could get fired. They could fire him after the AFC Championship game if they lose. They could be like, well, all you did was take us to the AFC Championship. We're trying to be a Super Bowl team. You're fired.
All you did. I don't think they're getting rid of Harbaugh.
They're like, you lost to Taylor Swift. You're out of here.
I don't think they're losing on Sunday, but we can get into that in a little bit. But besides that, Harbaugh to the Chargers, my initial thoughts were, there was 2 spots that were looking for him, and it was LA and it was Atlanta. They're both ready to take that next step. They have the talent to do it. They just needed a guy to come in and kind of take him to the promised land. And so he kind of got his pick and choosing. And his first interview was with the Chargers, flew to LA, got there. And we don't have the numbers just yet, but we know it's a 5-year contract, and it's likely to be probably one of, if not the biggest contracts for a coach of all time. They didn't even let him leave the facility until they gave him an offer that he accepted. They didn't want him to leave. They didn't even want to give him the chance to go to Atlanta or anything. They just kept offering. So we do know it's 5 years. We have no clue on the number just yet. My guess is it's absolutely absurd.
Yeah, no, that contract's going to be outrageous. I have a feeling. The Chargers, they weren't taking another person. I think they would have just stuck with an interim head coach next year until Harbaugh became on the market again next year, because there's absolutely no way that Chargers team was losing Jim Harbaugh, like, for what they did. So
For
I think
sure.
it's good
Plus,
for
that
Chargers.
Chargers team is dead with like having no like excitement. The fans don't like the team because they never do anything. That stadium's at like 75% capacity every game, which is terrible for NFL. Terrible.
Yeah, dude, that Chargers team. This is the same Chargers team that a couple years ago had the number one offense and the number one defense and missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Just how do you do it? How do you even do that?
This is the same Chargers team that decided to call a timeout against the Raiders and screw their chances at the playoffs. Yeah, no, they needed something. They needed something. So, good thing. Jim Harbaugh going to save that team just like he came in and saved Michigan, even though, like, after 3 years, he was my least favorite coach ever of all time. I wanted him out of there. He did nothing, and then he finally did something, and I'm like, wait a second, this guy is good. It just took him to have his own team, his own recruits, and it kind of makes sense. Speaking of guys that save teams, can we talk about Aiden Hutchinson real quick? Because this man came in his first year starting with Michigan. He beats Ohio State, right? Changes that program around entirely, right? First year with the Lions, this man comes in. Lions have a winning record for the first time in however many years. Just missed the playoffs by a half a game, or like by a game. Next season, we're in the NFC Championship game. Like, we're literally in the
there's
NFC
more to come
Championship
potentially
game right now. It's like I don't even know what to say. Like, I just can't believe.
I'm in awe still. Like, it's crazy. I was just absolutely going crazy after the game Sunday. Literally think my went blurry. Like, it's just I literally cannot believe that we are headed to the NFC Championship.
Dude,
like, there's 4 teams left and we're one of them.
Dude,
I'm used to being one of the 4 worst teams.
Yeah, I'm used
to
having
one of the first 4 teams eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, literally. We're used to being eliminated from the playoffs by like week 13, I swear. Week 13, we're gone. But no, this year, NFC Championship, it feels good, man. Feels good.
I watched the game, but like at this point to me, it's almost all a blur. Like, it's just like I literally there's not anything specific that really sticks out in my mind. I was kind of just taking the whole game play by play, like taking each play as one loss.
There's 2 moments.
There is one.
Stick right. There's 2 moments that stick into my mind. So one that's like not as big as C.J. Gardner-Johnson getting an interception and then flicking the ball over to Baker Mayfield, which was the greatest thing ever.
That was sick, flipping it to Baker.
Trash they were talking. And then can we just talk about the man who saved Detroit? The greatest play in Detroit Lions history. Derek Barnes getting an interception to save the game.
Hot take.
Okay, it might not have been the greatest play, but like, come on, it's up there. It's up there as one of the greatest plays.
Yeah,
not the best look.
Yeah, I know
but
it was fine. Dre Greenlaw's was cooler, but I don't really care. It's still sick. Yeah, I mean, both those plays we're talking about just were huge. CJ providing that spark, that swag to get the offense back out on the field to go to work. And then Derek Barnes sealing it. Also, there's a lot of people like talking about the ending of the game and how it was so weird because the Bucs could have got the ball back, but they just chose not to. And then they asked Todd Bowles about it and was like, oh, the Lions would just kick a field goal. Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen in a field goal. Have you seen Badgley kick? I'm terrified every time he kicks.
You could get blocked.
And you could have blocked it. I mean, there's just so many things that could have happened, and I feel like they kind of gave up. Yeah, I mean, anything could have happened. I don't know if there was some sort of an agreement because the Lions also didn't take all the time they needed to kneel out. Like they kneeled early.
It was.
So maybe that's part of it was a respect thing. I think that's ultimately what it was.
See, but the thing is, even if they didn't kneel the ball, if they call a timeout after first down, they're still getting the ball back with like 30 seconds to go. If they
So
first
the
kneel on
Lions
first down,
kneeled.
they call a timeout, they're still getting the ball back. So, I don't know. It was
Yeah. But the Lions kneeled, and then they kneel with like 38 seconds or like 30 something seconds left on the clock, but there's still like 20 seconds left on the play clock. So they could have got it all the way down to like 17. Then they would have kneeled again, called timeout. So they would have had like 15 seconds or something, whatever. It would have been a lot less. Likely.
Dan Campbell came out and said it was it was a coaching mistake on his part and that they need to be better in that situation. Which, that's kind of what we're going to bring you up is like, that's something we got to be more careful of because a more mindful coach will know that. I mean, I honestly think we would have punted there instead of kicked the field goal. We would have pinned them at the 1. I think we would have punted.
Jack
it would have been a net. It would have been
no. You can't do that. You gotta just go for the win. Like go for the guarantee.
That's true. I don't know. It's hard. Nothing is ever a guaranteed win.
True.
He has trouble with this stuff.
But yeah. So real quick.
Actually, we're kicking the field goal because if I watch another team, have trouble with this snap on a punt, I'm going to like lose my mind. But okay, moving on.
We're all going to be in the state of depression. Last game. I mean, just thinking about it, right? Everybody played well. Laporta came back at an insane game. I think he had like 6 catches for like 70 or 80 yards.
He had 9 receptions, I think, or
9 catches. Receptions. 9 catches. That's right. I should just pull it up actually. But yeah, I mean, he played great, even though he's probably banged up and still sure-handed, phenomenal player that we have. Jared Goff played an insane game too, just super composed, super okay with the pressure, and we haven't seen that out of him a lot this year. He threw for 287 with 2 touchdowns on 4 to 3 passes attempts. Phenomenal game out of him. I mean, and we talked about it, right? We talked about the run defense. We held Rashard White to 55 yards rushing.
Yeah.
If we do that to McCaffrey, this game's over. Like, we're winning this game.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It's going to be hard to contain him, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have also held the Detroit Lions to 2 of our lowest rushing yard games. I'm giving props to their run defense because Vita Vea in the middle of that run defense is scary. But yeah, no, this Buccaneers team, they held during the regular season, they held us to our lowest season total rushing yards in a game. And then the playoff game, they held us again. Like we broke out 2 runs. And Jahmyr Gibbs.
We had 114 yards rushing.
Yeah. So I mean, we still had over 100, but still, like, that's low, I feel like, for this Lions team. It feels low.
Yeah, and the 49ers are going to have to – that's the thing, is they stop the run. We still put up 31 on them. Like, I feel like the key to stopping the Lions was stopping the run. And the Bucs did that. They did a pretty good job of that. And it didn't matter. Like, we just found another way to win, and that just should scare the absolute crap out of the 49ers watching this film.
Yeah.
Because and the thing is, too, is Goff was slinging. But, boy, did he pass this ball around a lot. I mean, Amon-Ra, for us to have 31 points with 100 rushing yards and Amon-Ra to only have 77 yards receiving is very low.
Oh, yeah.
So Laporta, 65 yards. Then Gibbs had 40. Jameson had 35. Brock Wright, 29. That catch was that was a sick run. The little inside juke in slow motion from Brock Wright was so sick. Josh Reynolds, 27 yards. Montgomery even had 14 yards receiving. I mean, like, this ball was just spread around to all of our playmakers, and it was so sick.
Speaking of our playmakers, can we talk about the best moment in this entire football game?
Yes, we can.
Craig Reynolds rushing touchdown on 4th down. It was amazing.
It may have been amazing.
You know who was supposed to be in that play? David Montgomery. They got the...
yes, if you watch...
they got it wrong. You know who had David Montgomery anytime touchdown
they got the scheme
scored?
wrong.
It was the last leg of the parlay. This man right here. This guy right here.
So let's get into the real story here. So on Amon-Ra St. Brown's podcast, he had Craig Reynolds on earlier this week. They were talking about the game, celebrating whatnot. They finally talked about his touchdown. Now, they're kind of talking about the formations and whatnot. And Craig Reynolds was like, yeah, dude, I was excited to get the call and whatever. And Amon-Ra looks at him and he goes, did you know you were not supposed to be in that play? He's like, what? He's like, yeah, you got the personnel wrong. Like, the running backs got the personnel wrong. It was supposed to be either Monty or Gibbs, kind of hinting towards Monty. And St. Brown said he looked back and saw that there was a running back there with white cleats on. And he's like, Monty and Gibbs don't wear white cleats. Who is that? And he looked back and it was Craig. And I had a 12-legger cooked up, absolutely cooked up. It was my San Francisco fund. If I wanted to go to San Francisco. Not actually, but maybe. We never know. Missed by one leg, and it was a Monty touchdown. So that hurts to hear that, but I'm so stoked for this team. I'm so stoked for Craig. He deserves it, man. He's been a dog this year. He could be a running back 2 on anybody's team. Really, like he's a dog. He's so scrappy. It's like watching like a. I'm literally comparing him to like. I don't even know. Like he just can't be tackled. He's like a squirrel back there, like just bouncing around. Whatever,
dude. We love Craig.
You're muted, by the way. Yeah,
no, I'm
good.
not.
Never mind.
Wait,
you're good.
I'm like, we good.
I didn't pick you up at first.
Yeah,
there you go. But yeah, real quick, one more thing before we get into Sunday's game. The Lions are now the bandwagon team to chase rings on because the Lions have signed free agent veteran tight end Zachary Ertz to a contract the remaining of this postseason to fill in for an injured Brock Wright, an injured help me out here, James Mitchell.
James Mitchell. Yeah.
James Mitchell. That just didn't sound right in my head. I know that's what I had, but it didn't sound right. He'll likely get a few snaps kind of in Brock Wright's place. Brock Wright had a few targets last Sunday, so I would expect Ertz to get some as well. It's going to be a quick turnaround, but it's kind of sweet to see we're the team that someone's ring chasing for. And honestly, I'm not going to call it ring chasing because we genuinely need him, and he's going to be a solid asset the rest of the year. And that's the best one available to pick up. Brings a veteran guy who's a dog, scrappy, will definitely fit the mold of being like a dog and a fighter and a kneecap biter. Wow, that was bars. I need to put that on a t-shirt.
There you go. On t-shirt. No,
a dog, a fighter, and a kneecap biter. Bars.
Dude. Zach Ertz going to help his team out a lot. It's great to see the Zach Ertz jerseys, though. The USA Zach Ertz jerseys. It's great to see one. You know.
It wasn't a Zach Ertz jersey. She was wearing a Julie Ertz jersey.
I know. It's Zach Ertz.
But she manifested. All right. Now we got another story time. Okay.
Story time.
So my girlfriend doesn't have any Lion stuff. So she was asking me what she should wear for this Lions watch party, whatever we were watching the game with Ben and stuff. And she was like, what about this? It's blue. And I was like, I mean, yeah, go for it. Go for it. And she pulls out a women's national soccer team Julie Ertz jersey. And I was like, yeah, do it. I mean, it's blue. Sure, go for it. It's also very sporty of you. Like, go for it. She came into the thing and wore her Julie Ertz jersey, ended up winning. And then I see the notification from, I think it was Schefter that announced it first. And it was that Zach Ertz was signed with the Lions. And I went to my phone. I texted her. I was like, dude, no way you manifested this. This was actually so sick. She was pumped. So really cool. I was
making fun of her the entire time saying it was a Zach Ertz jersey. It was
now she's gonna wear it. Like she's gonna wear it now.
I instantly messaged her too when I saw it. It was like, oh my god, you have a Lions jersey now, Zach Ertz.
That's actually so sick. That's gonna be a story that I just like remember forever, just because of how like freaky it was. That Like, what are the odds we literally signed
All
Zach
right,
Ertz the week after?
I'm wearing
she wears that jersey and
Jalen
wins the
Ramsey jersey, and you're wearing a
Dude, I can wear my Ramsey jersey too. I got a Jags Ramsey jersey.
You'll wear a Jags Ramsey jersey. I'll wear a who could I wear? Jalen. I could wear a Jalen Johnson jersey.
What? You don't have a Jalen Johnson jersey?
I'll buy one before Sunday. Manifest.
We have to get
For
one.
the Super
We have to get
Bowl,
one for the off season.
There
Wear
we
it
go.
every
There
day.
we go.
Yeah, repping
Also,
Jalen Ramsey.
you did say
BDR.
that every single person on the Lions played well, right? I think you're mistaken.
Besides,
one guy played.
I
Yeah.
forgot to say besides Cam Sutton, because holy Moses, I think he had one pass breakup, and I remembered it. And I was like, I'm celebrating. But yeah, no, I'm so. I mean, I've accepted at this point. Like, I've just accepted at this point. He's going to get torched every play.
I don't
And he
think
does.
Cam Sutton would be like a bad quarterback 3, a bad quarterback 2, but he cannot be 1 at all.
Yeah, I mean, he could. I mean, yeah, he's not the guy to guard Mike Evans. He's the guy to switch on to Trey Palmer once in a while, to switch on to Cade Otton once in a while.
Yeah,
David
exactly.
Moore type kind of guy. He's not the Mike Evans clamp, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you take over this next part for a little bit because my voice is starting to get a little bit worse. So you can talk about Sunday's game. I might have a little bit of input, but I'm gonna start to simmer down.
Okay, no problem. Real quick though, one more thing about Cam Sutton is I've been keeping track of all of the wide receiver ones and how well they do versus our team. And if you compile them all into like one little graphic, it is unreal. I will post it probably when the season's over. But just to add to that list this week, Mike Evans, 8 receptions, 147 yards and a touchdown. And you know what's sad is that's probably the best performance that our boy has had in the last few weeks guarding receivers. You look at Puka's numbers. You look at Justin Jefferson's before the season was over. You look at Week 17 versus the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb breaking records. Like, bro. Cam Sutton, honestly, good week this week. Good week. Solid week. Honestly, if you hold Debo to 147 and we hold McCaffrey to 55 yards rushing and 36 yards receiving, we'll win the game. We'll win the game.
All I'm saying is Debo Samuel might not play this weekend. So, absolute W. Debo Samuel has not practiced yet this week. We don't know anything for the game yet. So, there's a chance no Debo for the 49ers. We all know what Brock Purdy does when he has no Debo. He doesn't know how to play football anymore.
Yeah. True. They do not do well without Debo, and if that's the case this week, then yikes for them. Good for us. Hope he feels better, though. Hope he gets better and can get rid of this and whatever. We never cheer for injuries, but I feel like if it's likely he doesn't play, that's okay with me. But as we get into the overview, go ahead.
One thing real quick. Speaking of cheering for injuries, can we talk about the Green Bay Packers guy? Forget who it was. Old Green Bay Packers player. He came out like yesterday or this morning on a podcast. It was like, okay, I'm not for injuries, but if I were the Lions, all I'm doing is taking a 15-yard penalty and I'm hitting Brock Purdy late and I'm making it count. And I'm like, bro, calm down. We're not.
Bro, you can't say that, bro.
You can't say that.
So
You're
like...
gone. Get him out of here. Never let him on TV again. And I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. Old Green Bay Packers player. Are we surprised that it's a Packers player?
It wasn't like AJ Hawk on the Pat McAfee show.
No. It was not AJ Hawk. It was this. He's.
Dude
I
with
knew
CTE.
when I saw this dude's name, I remember him on the Packers, but I don't remember him doing much at all for the Packers.
Yeah. All right, let's headline Sunday's game here. Now, just to get into the details here, the Detroit Lions do play the 49ers in San Francisco at 6:30 Eastern time in the NFC Championship. That's going to be following the Bills versus Chiefs, which we can, Chiefs versus Ravens in Baltimore. Talk about them for a really quick second, just because it could be a future Lions matchup. Both those teams, solid teams, very explosive teams. Right now, the Ravens are the absolute powerhouse in that division, absolute unit. They're solid at every position. If we play them, I'll be scared. Chiefs, everyone's saying the same thing. The only reason they're not counting out the Chiefs right now is because of Patrick Mahomes. That's literally it. They're seeing the Ravens are favored in every single sort of which way, and everything's saying take the Ravens. The Ravens have been more dominant. They're more ready to play. They've been playing better recently, and so that's kind of what I've been seeing. Just kind of headline, if we do win this game. And then get the Lions here, taking on the 49ers at 6:30 in San Francisco. I already said that. But it's likely that you said Debo probably will not suit up, and if he does, he might be limited. That will be better for us. I trust us to limit the pass game a little bit better. We've been doing a better job in the second half of the season, limiting tight end yards, receptions, targets. Beginning of the season, that was a big struggle for us, but our linebackers have stepped up, and I don't see Kittle being too huge of a factor. Obviously, we've been shutting down running backs all year, but as everybody knows, as an NFL fan, McCaffrey is a different beast, man. I was a huge fan of him when he was on the Carolina Panthers. Got traded, and now he's even better. It's crazy. Whole different beast, whole different kind of ball player compared to what we've been seeing from a traditional running back perspective. I'm a little scared that we can contain him, but we've proven to be the best team to contain running backs, and I think we can do it. And then it's just limiting Debo and Ayuk in the pass game, which we have not been doing a good job at, especially that primary receiver. I'm kind of scared Ayuk might have a Puka-like game. They're very similar players in that slot position. It could happen. I don't know. I expect the Lions to take care of business from the line of scrimmage up to the first down line. After that, I get really concerned. The good thing is, if you watch 49ers games, if you see all the memes about Brock Purdy and his yak yards, you will know that the 49ers run a lot of screens. They run a lot of touch passes, short screens, short slants, short outs, short zigs, short digs, and we are a great team at stopping those. They are going to have to attack us down the field, put a little bit more pressure and trust into Brock to throw those balls that he hasn't really thrown this year. Could be a benefit for us. And I think that could be the case. It's going to be a tough game for them. If we play defense like we did against Baker, like we did against the Bucks, I see us coming out with a dub.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, the 49ers defense is one of the best in the NFL, especially when it comes to stopping the run. The Lions got their run stopped against the Bucks pretty well. Only 15 yards rushing, which is low for the Lions.
The 49ers
could do that.
No, the 49ers have not been good in the run game. The 49ers pass, their like pass rush is good. Their run is not.
Well, they didn't. If you think about it, they didn't give up that. They only gave up like 115 or 20 yards rushing to the Packers too. They just were all Aaron Jones.
They gave up 100 yards to Aaron Jones.
But what I'm saying is,
Aaron Jones, not good. Well, no, I can't say that. Aaron Jones is a good running back, but Aaron Jones has been playing out of his mind too. But they gave up 100 yards to Aaron Jones, and in my opinion, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs have both had better seasons than Aaron Jones. Oh no, I think we'll have over 200 rushing yards this game. I really do.
Aaron Jones was also hurt a lot this year.
I think it's a hot take, but we will have over 200, and for a hot take, I'm saying over 250 rushing yards combined this game.
Okay, what I'm saying is this is one of the best D lines in the nation and the best, second best linebacking core left in the NFL, and that's scary on all levels, running, passing, whatever.
Time out. Did you say second best linebacking core?
Yep, the Ravens are better, and I'll stand by that the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It's really tough. Both of them are really good.
I'm pretty sure Patrick Queen and Roquan Smith are number 1 and number 2 PFF ranked middle linebackers this year. I think.
On. Is PFF really what we're going based off of? Is
PFF?
PFF?
Well, there's a lot of Lions who are in first in PFF too, but we always talk about them.
That's okay. Yes, that is true. In my opinion, Fred Warner is the best middle linebacker in football, though, right now. Fred Warner, but then I would say Roquan is number 2,
and we're gonna prove
Patrick
it on Sunday.
Quinn is number 3. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. Baltimore might have the best linebacker.
No, but it's scary though. These are great middle linebackers, and outside they got Dre Greenlaw, who had that insane interception to end that game against the Packers. This defense is phenomenal. It's like super comparable to ours, especially in that linebacking core and how we play. We kind of trust our linebackers a lot to get extended outside and shut down the run out there. They're just way better at it and do it, and they're better on paper. They have cooler looking names. They've passed the eye test a little bit more, and they have another pass rusher.
See, think about it though. Think the one pass rusher isn't going to do anything this game, and we all know why. We all know why. I ain't going to say the reason why.
He didn't do anything last game either.
Okay, but it's even worse this game. 1, because Penei Sewell is going to be lined up across from him. And 2, we all know Jared Goff is certain skin color. And if you know anything about Nick Bosa, it's wild because look at the stats. We're getting canceled. But
you just got us canceled.
Look at Nick Bosa. Look at the stats against certain quarterbacks, and you will see Nick Bosa needs to be canceled. Speaking of sacks, the 49ers have not given up a game of 3+ sacks yet, or they've given up 3 sacks. The most they've given up in the game this season. I'm guaranteeing 5 sacks this weekend. We're getting 5. The Lions will have 5 sacks against the 49ers. Aiden Hutch, 2. James Houston, 1. Alex Anzalone
is he going to play?
Will have 1. Yeah, if James Houston doesn't play, we will not have 5 sacks. I will say that right now. But if James Houston's play, I really think we could have 5 sacks this game.
I hope James Houston plays. So actually, the 49ers didn't have a single sack last week versus this poverty. And by poverty, I mean not that poverty.
Their D-line,
Packers
the D-line is horrible. Just say it now. D-line is horrible. 49ers, horrible D-line.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible
Chase
receivers.
Young, Eric Armstead, Vita Vea, and Nick Bosa are so bad. So bad. That's definitely not one of the best D-lines of this century.
Time out. Vita Vea.
I did not mean to say Vita Vea. Did I say Vita Vea? I meant Javon Kinlaw. My bad. They're both I names. All right. They have eyes in them. That's all I got. But this is seriously one of the best D-lines we've ever seen, especially off the edge.
I've been talking a lot of trash this weekend on the 49ers because I have 2 friends that are 49ers fans. And so entire group chat, it's been blowing up this entire weekend because everybody else is Lions fan. They're 49ers fans.
I'm so sick of all of this BS. Why are there so many people in Michigan not fans of the Lions? I don't understand. There's a lot of my friends who are like
from
fucking Packers fans that come from the north, but like, dude, just like
both of them
cheer for the Lions, bro.
Both of them were born in California. At least one was. I think the other one was too. Both of them lived in California for more than for around half their life so far. So they grew up 49ers fans.
Yeah, the first half of their life that they didn't really know anything about football. Sounds like they still know nothing.
Real. Screw them. But yeah, no.
No, but okay, real quick. Talk about this real quick. We have Nick Bosa versus Penei Sewell going up against each other. Going to be an insane matchup. Nick Bosa actually got interviewed talking about Decker and Sewell, and he gave us all the praise in the world. So I'm shout out Nick Bosa for being a
think about it.
Little
Taylor, okay, I understand. I just said that nobody cares about PFF, but I'm going back to PFF real quick.
Oh my god.
Penei Sewell had the highest run block rating of all time on PFF in a single game. That was the game against the Buccaneers. Taylor Decker was like rated 93 point. It was like the highest rated pass block in playoff history. And I'm like, this is great. Oh, dude, Frank Ragnow. All I'm saying is Frank Ragnow is the MVP of that Lions game. The MVP of that Buccaneers game.
What he put himself through was crazy.
Dude, dog. I mean, you can see it. When Frank Ragnow was out, we did not play well earlier this year. When Frank Ragnow's off, Jared Goff doesn't play the same. Like,
no,
it's
way different. It's way different.
But I'm calling it right now. Brock Purdy's storyline gonna end. I mean, I love Brock Purdy's story, but
too,
I'm ready for
Purdy
it to end
lover.
in the NFC Championship once again.
It's time to be done.
It's time for it to be over.
But okay, back to what I was talking about.
Okay.
Bosa versus Sewell. Sewell's going to lock him up, clamp him. It's going to be the toughest tackle he faces all year. Flip to the other side, we got Ohio State versus Ohio State. Chase Young versus Decker. Decker's got more experience. Chase Young didn't look great last game. Hasn't really looked great in the playoffs. He's never really played in the playoffs. Should be a clamp over there. We're going to shut down this 49ers defense. I'm predicting this Lions offensive line, despite the injury to Jonah Jackson, is giving up 0 sacks to the 49ers. They're going to go back-to-back weeks with 0 sacks.
Dude, I'm so ready for it. And flip to the other side for both teams. You got Aiden Hutchinson lined up against Trent Williams. These are going to be some of the best offensive line versus defensive
Trent Williams is a
line.
left tackle.
That's true.
Does he move? I don't know.
No, Trent won't move. It will mess. Who's their right tackle? I forget.
Who doesn't
The thing
matter.
is Aiden Hutchinson moves around all game. Like, Aiden Hutchinson will be rushing from the left. He'll be rushing from the right. He'll be rushing right up the middle.
I love when he goes up the middle.
He'll move around all game. But how much are we going to see him on the left this week? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm looking up this depth chart real quick because that will be James Houston's problem is going up against Trent Williams, which
That's
honestly
true.
would be so sick. Could you imagine the storyline? James Houston injured all year, comes back, gets around Trent Williams like twice or 3 times for sacks. That would be unreal.
God. It would be the greatest thing of all time.
That would be
Greatest thing of all
so
time.
sick.
Wait, who is
The right tackle is Colton McKivitz.
No. Why did I think it was McGlinchey? McGlinchey's a guard too. Wait.
This offensive line is so beatable. Right now, their offensive line consists of Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brendel, Spencer Burford, and Colton McKivitz. 5 sacks looking real nice right now.
I was thinking Mike McGlinchey was their right tackle. That was last year. That was last year. So
Michael McGlinchey.
good old Mike.
Hey, the only people I want to see score for the 49ers are Ronnie Bell and Jake Moody. That's it.
All I'm saying, okay, these are going to be the 5 most important players, in my opinion, in this entire game. Obviously, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy. That's 1, 2 right there. Jared Goff, number 1, Brock Purdy, number 2. Important. Jake Moody for the 49ers. Because if he comes out and he performs like he's been doing all season, not good. I mean, I love Jake Moody. Never missed a kick in college football for Michigan. I think he's missed like 6 this year, maybe more. And they're all like very important kicks. Number 4, I'm going to go with Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta is very, very important, I think, for this Lions offense. He's going to be one of the most important pieces. Last but not least, I'm going with this one's tough for me. I think I'm just going to go with the Lions safeties. I'm going to go with the Lions safeties in general. I'm going to go with Brian Branch. Brian Branch specifically. The way he gets into the backfield, we need it this week against Christian McCaffrey and the amount of screens this person. I think those are the 5 most important players.
Yeah.
for this week.
All right, I'm
for
going to do
the
it
entire
differently.
game. Okay.
I'm going to do 3 on each side of the ball, or 3 on each team.
I like that.
Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, right? Have to be quarterback, whatever. It could be Zach Wilson. I'd still put him up there. Most pivotal, can affect the game the most.
Yep.
I'm going to stay away from Jake Moody just because that's boring. I'm going to go to Christian McCaffrey just because if they want a chance, he has to perform.
Yep.
Third is Debo if he plays. If he does not play, I'm probably going to pivot to Fred Warner. He has to have a game. He has to clamp Sam Laporta. He has to get those middle of the field crossing routes that we are so good at. Other side of the ball, we got Goff. I'm going Gibbs, man. Gibbs has got to be unreal. He's got to break one. He's got to be super glitchy, whatever. And he's been all year. I know Laporta's going to be consistent. I know Amon-Ra's going to be so consistent. He's not even going to be up there. I'm going to go with Aleem McNeil on the defense side of the ball.
I like that.
He has to clog this middle, or McCaffrey's going to just break. I trust our nickels to get in those gaps outside. I trust our outside linebackers to get there. But if McNeil cannot clog up the middle like he's been doing all year, this game is going to be way different. And I trust him. He's been doing it the whole year, but it's such a pivotal aspect to this game. He's got to come ready to play.
Real quick. After naming our guys, can we talk about how we just named 3 separate rookies between the two of us for the Detroit Lions? And speaking on those 3 rookies, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Brian Branch. Last game against the Buccaneers, Jahmyr Gibbs was the leading rusher in the game. Sam Laporta had the most receptions in the game out of both teams. And Brian Branch had the most tackles for the Detroit Lions. All rookies. This team's going to be good for a long time. I have a feeling the next 5 years, the Lions are going to be the talk of the NFL for the first time. Well, we've been the talk of the NFL before, but it's after we went 0-16. It's when we fired Jim Caldwell to hire Matt Patricia, the Patriots defensive-minded coach, and we had the worst defense for multiple years in a row. It is when Dan Campbell got hired and we started this kneecap biting tour. And guess what?
Facts.
He's biting those kneecaps. Kirby Joseph is biting those kneecaps. Let's talk about it. George Kittle, watch out.
Well, you want to just keep doing the rookie talk? Let's just keep talking rookies. You know who was second on our team in tackles?
Was it Mr. Jack Campbell?
No, it was Ife Melifonwu.
Oh, dog. Wait, if he's a rookie?
Yes, he was a second rounder.
Wait, I thought he was drafted last year. Oh, I thought he was.
No, he's a rookie. Well, dude, he might have been drafted last year, but hasn't played.
All right. Let me look at if he's.
Well, you know who led our team in tackle assists? Jack Campbell. Like, these dudes are just demons. They're just dogs.
No, like, it's insane. Yeah, he was drafted in 2021.
Yeah, but I don't think he's played, so he's technically a rookie.
Nope, he's played 17 games before this year.
What?
Mm.
Oh, maybe I just saw stuff with the that's what it was. He was a pick we got from the Rams for Stafford. That's what it was. I was thinking about those guys, not just rookies.
Speaking of this, can we look at the Stafford trade tree real quick? Like, can we? Like, I don't.
Well, it's all the guys we just named.
Yeah. So Rams got Matthew Stafford. The Lions got Jared Goff, 3rd round pick in 2021, first round in 2022, 2023. 3rd round pick was used on Ife Melifonwu. The 22 first round pick. The Lions packaged this pick with picks 34 and 66 for the 12th overall pick in the 46, which were used on Jameson Williams and Josh Pascal. Josh Pascal, injury trouble, stuff like that. J-Mo has been suspended, stuff like that, but has been absolutely very important to this Lions team in these last couple of weeks. 2023 first round pick. We traded back to the 12th overall and got picks 34 and 168 in return. They also sent pick 81 away in this trade. Lions used this pick on Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and Broderick Martin. So the Lions lost Stafford, the 34th pick, 66th pick, 81st pick, 122nd pick, 139th pick after all the trades we made in the draft. We gained Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Josh Pascal, Broderick Martin, and Iffy. It might be one of the most, I would say most.
I mean, and you could almost throw Josh Reynolds in there too because he came over because of Goff.
That's true. Josh Reynolds came over, like he signed with us because of Goff. I would say this is one of, like, what's the opposite of lopsided? Like, fair?
Perfectly balanced.
This might be one of the most perfectly balanced. Like, Stafford has been really good with the Rams when not injured. Won them a Super Bowl. And then just the Lions are one game away from making the Super Bowl now, which might be, yeah.
That doesn't sound right. You can knock on wood right now.
I don't even know what to
say
to that. Like, also, lastly, real quick on the Lions, because I don't think we got much more. I don't know. But, lastly, focus. Thank you. Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta are both up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Will they win it?
No.
Probably not with CJ Stroud and Puka Nacua being the thing. Ben Johnson is up for Assistant Coach of the Year. And Brad Holmes won NFL Exec of the Year in 2023. So, we're getting awards. Also,
Whoa. You forgot a big one.
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell being named first team All-Pro.
Nope. Dan Campbell is one of the finalists for Coach of the Year.
Dan Campbell, one of the finalists for Coach of the Year.
And he already won 101 Sports Coach of the Year, whatever,
not
AP, but
he won NFC.
He's
NFC
a finalist for AP.
He won NFC Coach of the Year too for one of the random award thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
not really sure how that works, but whatever.
No, not either. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think Jahmyr Gibbs or Sam Laporta will win. Sam Laporta did break records. Combined, Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, they broke record together. But give it to CJ Stroud. Man, this is the hardest Rookie of the Year race of all time. Because do you give it to CJ Stroud, who looked incredible, led the Texans to the playoffs, or do you give it to Puka Nacua?
This will be tough. Not my decision, though, so that's
Not
fire.
My decision. We'll talk about that later. I don't know if you mentioned this, but Goff is 0-5 against the 49ers in his career.
I was just about to mention that. I was going to say two more things. That was one of them. And then I was going to get into the injury report. Pretty interesting news here. 49ers, real quick. I'm just going to blow past the Jared Goff 0-5 because I don't want to talk about it.
Yep. Sorry to be the guy.
It's going to change.
Yep.
It's going to change. Nick Bosa and Trent Williams, they are just resting this week for practice. That's why they did not practice Wednesday. But looks like Debo is going to be out potentially. Did not practice because of his shoulder this week. And that's kind of their only thing they got going for him. For the Lions, Jonah Jackson is going to be out. Sam Laporta did not practice this week. Has not practiced this week yet.
I think he's fine. He'll be fine.
We don't have the Thursday news yet. It could change. I think he'll be fine. Same thing with Ragnow. I'm guessing they're giving him a break. Also, listen to this. On the injury report for Frank Ragnow, it says ankle/toe/knee/back. And that is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen today. Like, that just made my day seeing that. Like, what a dog this man is. Khalif Raymond, he'll be out as well. Anzalone, limited practice for his shoulder ribs. He will play. Josh Reynolds, limited practice for his ribs.
He'll play.
I'm guessing he'll play. James Houston, full practice.
Yes.
I'm so excited to watch James Houston, bro. I've been waiting for this since week 2, bro.
5 sacks, 2 Aiden Hutchinson, 1 James Houston, 1 Anzalone, and one of our random DBs. It's going to be Vildor or it's going to be Vildor or Branch will get a sack.
Branch. It's going to be Branch.
Yeah.
It's going to be Branch.
Call it right now. See the 49ers.
2 for Houston,
the most
2
sacks
for Hutch, 1 for Branch. I'm calling 5. Calling 5.
Okay.
I'm thinking James Houston come around the edge. First quarter, stripping Brock Purdy.
Only McNeil.
McNeil's
bulldozing their center.
Dude, who's their center? I mean, I already named him, but who? He's not good.
No.
Ali McNeil should be bullying these linemen, bro.
They're going to be too focused on Hutch and Houston. Trust.
Yeah.
5 sacks. We'll
so what do you do?
See what happens at the game.
You just take Houston one-on-one. You take Houston one-on-one with Trent. You trust Trent. And Trent's good. Not gonna
All right, you know what you do? You know what the 49ers Lions, this is 49ers offense versus Lions defense. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be 49ers offense is going to have everybody on the line of scrimmage, right? Literally every single person but one. They're going to block everybody but Deebo Samuel if he plays or Brandon Ayuk. And then you're going to have the Lions are going to rush everybody but Cam Sutton. It's just going to be Brandon Ayuk versus Cam Sutton in the entire game. And we'll see how many times he gets torched.
Jeez, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
No, we'd lose. But that's all I got for today. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the height and weight of this offensive line that Ali McNeil's gonna have to deal with. This Spencer Burford guy, right guard. McNeil's 15 pounds heavier than he is. If we look at the center, Jake Brendel, like I literally have never heard of these guys before in my life. I literally have to go digging for this. He's 16 pounds heavier than the center. And then if we just go to left guard real quick, Aaron Banks. You ever heard of Aaron Banks before? Yeah, me either. Aaron Banks. All right, he's a little heavier than Aaron Banks is a little heavier. He's also 6'5". Jeez, Louise. But a McNeil could have a field day this week. So let's see. Here's my hot take of a play. I want you to give me one crazy play you think's gonna happen. Tell me what you think. Give me one crazy play. Could be offensive, could be defensive.
One crazy play that I actually think that's going to happen is Brock Purdy's going to get too comfortable throwing the ball to a certain somebody. And Cam Sutton will come up with an interception this weekend.
Wow. That's wild. You want to hear mine?
What's yours?
I had 2 I really am debating from. I'm just going to share both. Number 1, I think James Houston comes off the edge, strips Brock Purdy, and we get a big boy Ali McNeil touchdown. That would be so sick. I could see that happening. But the other one that's more realistic is I think it's been a few weeks. We're taking the top off of them with J-Mo. I think J-Mo's going like 80 yards this week for a touchdown.
I swear we say that every single week.
I could so see it.
But it's happening this week.
It hasn't happened in a few weeks, and I think he's due, bro. I seriously think it could happen. The 49ers secondary isn't super great. They're good, but they're not super great.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, punt return touchdown.
That's a bold one.
What's more bold, though, when you really think about this? A Cam Sutton interception or your strip sack Ali McNeil touchdown? Is it bad? I want to say Cam Sutton.
They're pretty much equal.
But that's going to be all from us, I believe, unless you got anything else.
That's going to be it, man. We love talking Lions
today. We will see you guys next week when we're talking about the Super Bowl. We are out of here.
Peace. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on to never miss another video of ours. Check out our Instagram at motown.madness for daily posts and content all about Detroit sports. And check out our TikTok, motown.madness, for clips and highlights of each episode.